Hello and welcome to Unbox The Podcast, the podcast that helps you live your best life. I'm your host, Sahar Huneidi-Palmer. Unbox Coffee Break started in the lockdown of 2020. What developed was a true sense of community, virtual community, and I found a new way to support my friends, followers, and those who needed help. Today we're going to talk about forgiving the number one person. And last time I had asked you if you know who that is. Who do you think is the number one person? So you. And you really need to work at forgiving yourself because it is such an important, essential thing to do. And here is why. So this is tonight and we're going to talk about forgiveness. Hey Khulud, good to see you. On Friday, coffee break is in Arabic. So please let me know what would you like me to talk about. Because I'm still receiving a lot of messages about people who are depressed, spouses who are depressed. I don't think that you guys are depressed, but definitely homestay and lockdown are affecting us. But depressed for me is a very serious word. You need to be diagnosed by a specialist, by a psychiatrist. You need to be on medication. And I don't think this is what you mean. But things can get to you. And one of the important things that you need to start unboxing is forgiveness. If you have any questions, anything at all, just DM me. So why do we do Unbox? Why am I here and why are you joining me? I think it is because we've tried a lot of things, but we still feel stuck. We still feel something is holding us back. Or you might feel that you are still unsatisfied with the way that your life is going. Maybe especially now, but maybe also before. And one of the things that you need to offload is emotions, because emotions are stored in the body. And the unboxing process or allowing the real you to come out is literally like peeling an onion. Because the real you, your real essence, the moment that you were born, you were absolutely perfect without life or experiences distorting what you believe and what you feel. So commit to the work of discovering yourself, which I refer to as unboxing, to allow that real you to emerge. And sometimes there will be tearful moments. Other times there will be exhilarating moments, which is absolutely normal. So long as you're between this range, what I call the balance range, then you're absolutely okay. Why should we forgive? Because if you don't forgive, before we talk about who you need to forgive, if you don't forgive, your brain is going to run that memory of you being hurt all the time. And your brain doesn't know the difference between past, present, and future. So the more you think about the past, the more that you're living in the past, and your brain would think that past is taking place right now. So your brain is going to trigger a series of reactions based on how you feel now on something that happened in the past. So long as you're reliving this painful memory, your brain is going to react to it now. And what are you doing? You will be affirming to yourself that you are a victim, that you are still hurt. And what happens if you keep doing this over and over again? Unforgiven situations will leave you mentally stuck, but can also lead to psychosomatic illness or terminal illnesses. And there's a lot that has been written and discovered by science about, I remember Molecules of Emotion by Dr. Lipton. Google it, read about it. If you carry the same emotions over and over again, and if your brain is triggering the same series of chemical reactions over and over again, you will put your body at risk. You will put your body out of balance. And then dis-ease starts to happen, which is when illnesses start. And if you allow this to go on for a very long time, then your illness will become chronic and very possibly terminal. So it's really quite important that you use this time, because we have very little distractions, that you use this time to unbox and clear the emotions, whatever you've been going through. Now, whatever you think or say, your body is listening and it will respond to that. So really be careful how you program yourself. Someone once told me, whatever goes into the unconscious gets there consciously. So your body is listening. If you put yourself down with words, if you criticize your life, if you criticize your body, if you criticize yourself, your abilities, whatever it is, you are doing this consciously while you are awake. So whatever is going into the unconscious is getting there consciously. So if you keep saying, poor me, I can't trust him, I can't trust her, I've been hurt. And if you repeat that over and over again, your body is going to respond according to that. And it will begin to affect not only your posture, you'll be feeling, burdened down. It will begin to affect your chemistry. It will affect your chemical balance. And this is when things go off track and we develop certain illnesses. The thing about clearing yourself, the thing about working with your emotions, the thing about unboxing is really to get you back into balance so that you enjoy life, so that you are happy no matter what happens in life. So something like this is really normal, it is really normal. It is part of life. Death, illness, separation, success, failure, all of that is part of life. This is what happens in your outside world. But how you respond, nobody can dictate that. You have a choice of how you're going to respond, what feelings and what thoughts you're going to choose. And believe me, it is that choice that will take you on the right track or it will take you off tangent. And this is what makes us each unique, because we might go through similar circumstances, but actually the way we respond to these circumstances is unique. And this is what makes certain people special, but also makes their life special, because only you is responsible to that level of happiness that you have reached. I listened to a very nice lecture yesterday and something stuck into my mind. The leader, the guru said something. Whatever level of happiness you have reached in life, whatever you have achieved in life in terms of personal development, but especially emotional, don't allow yourself to slip down. Stay there. And I remember one of the questions he received from viewers was, what if I get COVID? How do I deal with it emotionally? And he said, don't deal with it emotionally. A virus is a virus. He doesn't know what's going on with your emotions. Well, I must say he does have a sense of humor, but really that is a point. We don't need to react emotionally to anything that happens in life, but some things just happen, but how you respond is entirely up to you. So please remember that, because we hurt ourselves by reacting and overreacting. In the last coffee break, we spoke about resilience, and we defined resilience as the ability to function under any crisis. We also define resilience as the ability to respond in measure appropriately. That is not to over-respond or to be really passive and not respond at all, because again, this is when things go wrong. But we're talking about forgiving number one. And number one is you. Forget about forgiving other people. Other people can do whatever they want to do. I have, as I mentioned in other coffee breaks, a lot of principles by which I live. And one of them is, life is very much like driving. I'm responsible for how I drive safely in order to get to my destination, but I'm not responsible how other people drive. So even if someone said something that has hurt you, you are responsible to what degree and measure you're going to respond. Because if you overdo things, if you overindulge in going down, feeling awful, feeling victimized, you're really going to change everything physically and as well as emotionally. And the other thing that I want to say is you allow people to hurt you. So they can do whatever they want, but you're allowing them to penetrate your space. You're allowing them to dictate how you feel. You're allowing them, it's almost like you're giving your personal power to them. My teacher and mentor once said, if someone said something that hurt you, ask yourself, is it true? If it is true, then they've done you a favor, because that is something that you need to pay attention to or work with. If it's not true, then ignore it and don't keep investing in that thought or memory, because not only is it painful, but it's going to take you off balance and it's going to cause more illness, more negativity than good, than what you really need. And this is why you need to forgive number one. Remember, we spoke about your space, your aura, your personal space, if you will, and how when two people meet, they bring their personal spaces together and they share a sector of the two circles together, and that we're supposed to bring our positivity, our positive aspects, our positive traits, our positive mindset into that partnership, but we leave the negativity outside because it is our responsibility to unbox, to work on whatever needs to be addressed, not to dump it on our partner, because that will affect the relationship or the marriage. So if this is you, represented by the orange person, men and women alike, and if you are so full of history, full of hurt, feeling victimized, and that is the kind of energy, that is the vibe that's going on with you, what are you going to offer people around you? Your loved ones, your family, your children, your friends. If you're going around being negative, it's almost like life is holding up a stop sign and nothing happens. Nothing evolves, nothing changes, nothing develops, because it isn't possible in your own personal field to allow any new experiences to happen, because you're so fixated on, I feel victimized, I am a victim, I've been hurt. I know, because I have nurtured my hurts for a very, very long time. And it wasn't until I took 4 years out of my life studying a holistic therapy course that we had to look into ourselves before we looked into anyone else. We had to face our shadow. We have to face our hurt. And I've just suddenly realized that I could just choose to drop that. And the number one person is forgive yourself. You may be judging yourself unconsciously. You may be blaming yourself for doing certain things, for saying or reacting a certain way. And I think you really need to forgive yourself, because if we were to rewind life, to go back to that point in time when you said what you said and you did what you did, you would have probably still said the same things, because we are a product of our circumstances at that point in time. So be kind to yourself. But right now, forgive yourself for whatever you did or did not do or said or being misunderstood, because you didn't know any better then. And the whole point of unboxing is you can start from now. So if you really want to move forward, forget the past. You know, like when you drive, you're looking forward, you're not looking behind you. Otherwise, you're not going to get to your destination. I want to share with you a story of my porter in London when I lived in London. The porter was a lady, which is really unusual. Usually porters are males. So it was really quite nice to have my porter. And I didn't know her very well. She was hired, like recently. And anyways, she saw me coming in, going up. She saw the clients coming up, coming down. And then one day I was leaving and she was nicely dressed and everything, and I said, "Hi, Victoria." And she said, "Hi." And she said, "Saha, can I ask you something?" I said, "Sure." She said, "How come I see everyone coming up really gloomy and leaving and they're smiling and they're upbeat?" And I looked at her. I said, "Victoria, what's wrong? Are you not feeling well?" And she said, "Oh, it's my 60th birthday today and I feel miserable and I'm sad and I can't get over how my, ex-husband left me." And I said, "Oh?" And she said, "Yeah, he ran away with my sister." So they were newly married, and then he met her sister and they ran away together and they got married. And I said, "Victoria, did you love your husband?" She said, "Oh God, no. I used to pray day and night that, I would leave him." She was Catholic, so they couldn't divorce. And I asked her later, I said, "Is your ex-husband and your sister happy?" She said, "Oh God, they're really made for each other." And I said, "Well, there you are." She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "God had answered your prayers." "Oh, wait, how else is he going to answer your prayers? He met your sister, and God took him off your hand and they're happily married and now you're free." And I promise you, she looked at me for I don't know how many years, if she was 60 and this happened when she was young, at least for 40 years, she's been carrying that hurt, not forgiving them, not forgiving herself, believing that she was really betrayed by her husband and by her sister for something that wasn't right to begin with. And she really let out a sigh and she smiled suddenly and she said, "You mean I have nothing to be sad about?" I said, "No." I said, "How else do you expect God to respond?" And there was such a grin on her face. And I promise you, her heart opened up. She started dating. She did have a partner. They went on holiday and her whole life changed just because of that switch in perspective. And this is how important it is to forgive yourself. Because no matter what you think, there is always another way. There is always another perspective. Now, if you really want to know how to forgive yourself, I had prepared a very nice gift for you. It's ready. Either send me a direct message or DM me your email and I'll send you the exercise of forgiveness. And basically, it's called rewriting the past. So if you carry emotional weight, you will wait a lot longer for things to happen, which is why we get stuck. So whenever you're stuck, ask yourself, what emotional weight am I carrying? Who or what situation can I forgive? What can I rewrite? What past or past event or past situation can I rewrite in order to allow myself to move forward? So if you want a different future, you have to rewrite the past. And if you want that exercise, to rewrite the past, just send me a DM right now. It's ready to be sent to you. And you can sit down this evening or on the weekend and really think about how to rewrite your past so that you can forgive yourself as well as forgiving the other person. But start with yourself, because if your energy, if your space, your own personal energy, your own space is clear, then things will start happening and things will start moving forward. I hope you have enjoyed that tonight. Thank you once more for joining me. I really look forward to this time. Believe it or not, it is the highlight of my day. And let me know what you think. See you soon.